How are you? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you if I did. If I get that close to the camera. All right. So.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try this again because I've had a little too much coffee today. And normally kids will tell you that's a good thing, but when you get a little too much, moms were on survival mode. You know how it goes. All right. We are going to be working with something real simple today. We are going to be working with
Text shapes.
You didn't know what I was putting first. We're going to just some simple shape today. And the shape we're going to be working with is our
hands.
Our hand. Real simple, real easy. Something that everybody has. And then we're going to be adding some texture. Now, that one might be a little tricky because what I use with the kids at school, I have some texture plates. You might have to go and look for some textures. Now, what is texture? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Oh my God, the art teacher's kid doesn't even remember.
Oh, no.
All right, if you don't remember, texture is something that you can feel. It is something that you can touch. And adding texture to an artwork is going to be adding an implied texture, basically. So what I do is I have rubbing plates that we use to add our texture. And the kids love them. Obviously, we don't have those just hanging around here at the house. I don't. And they're mine, so I know that you don't. But what we can do is we can really make this a fun exploration type of scavenger hunt for this picture. And once you're done tracing the hands and it's time to start coloring, we can go searching for textures. And that makes it really interesting. So let's get the picture set up first before we go hunting for textures.
Yay!
So real simple.
I don't even know what hunting is for textures.
Well, let's get through the picture first. Can I teach? Yes. Okay, thank you. Tracing our hands can be a daunting task for some students. And even as they start getting a little bit older, it's one that I notice with some of my older kids, even if they've been with me for quite some time. And it really kind of works their fine motor skills. Now, you can do this part in crayon. They can trace it in pencil first, so they're able to erase it. Whatever is going to be easier for you and your student. It's just going to kind of be up to you. But either way, we're going to be overlapping our hands. What does overlap mean?
On top of each other.
On top of each other, that's right. So that we have some different areas of shape for us to color in. So if it's easier for you, you can trace your hands with pencil first and then outline them later on with a marker, what have you. I'm using a much smaller piece of paper here. Use whatever you have at home. If you've got large pieces of paper, go for it. But I'm going to carefully go around my hand. And I've got rings and nails and all kinds of other stuff. So my hand usually ends up looking a little bumpy and wonky. And that is quite all right. And that's what I tell the kids. They're always looking for perfection in their hands. It just doesn't exist. So when I do my hand...
This is the best I could do.
That's perfect. But we are going to close it up. Now close your shape. A shape is closed, remember?
Yeah.
And then as I want to overlap it, I'm going to have to move my hand or move my paper. I can't really move my hand now.
I'm just going to do my hand now.
Do your hand while Mom is talking and rambling on to everybody that's watching. At this point, they're going to shut me off because Mommy's talking too much today.
Yes, you are. I think you have too much coffee.
Sorry, friends.
Ta-da!
We're in this together.
What do you think, Mama?
And so I'm going to just kind of add what I need to. If you need to go off your paper a little to make it fit, that is fine. That's not a problem. That's how artists kind of create motion in their
doing my third hand.
papers.
Ta-da! Look at my hands.
Visual movement by having things kind of go off the page a little bit.
I'm just going to keep on going.
That's fine. And just kind of go until you feel like you've got enough going on your paper.
I feel like I got going enough on my paper. Look at mine.
Some students are going to want smaller areas to color in, not too much to color in.
Mine looks so weird. Get mine.
I see it, darling, but I'm still working, aren't I?
I'm gonna color now.
Freeze.
Okay.
All right, so there we go. So I've got quite a bit on mine. Now, to do a texture scavenger hunt. Obviously, if it's a really nice day, you can kind of go outside and look for different textures. You can take your paper and your crayons, and you could go do rubbings on bricks, on stones, on driveways, on sidewalks, on trees, on leaves, on whatever you can find. If you're inside the house, you can look for the bottom of a shoe. You could look for a step stool. If you've got a hard enough throw rug, it'll give you a really good texture. And you just kind of take your paper and you set it on top of it and you color it in. I've got like my little basket here where I keep my paper. This has a really good little texture, so I could just set my paper on that.
I'm going to see on my stool.
Let's see. Oh, I gotta really hold my paper onto it and just start kind of doing a rubbing.
I'm over here.
And then, of course, try and challenge your student to stay inside.
The line.
Thank you, the line. Here, I'll keep her over there. So, obviously, when they're holding it up, I'm at a weird angle because I'm trying to keep it on camera for y'all.
I'm on the stool.
This would be something great for a nice sunny day.
Mine didn't turn out really good.
So there you go. Kind of take it out and about and see what you can find. If you want to color it in just nice and normal, grab a big pack of crayons and do that and add lots of color. You are more than welcome to do that. I find that doing rubbings is a little bit easier. Thank you, Nikki. The much thicker crayons. So let me know what kind of success you have with this. If you want to, leave us some comments on the bottom below. If you want to see other ideas, we are welcome to it. And you can always send us your work via Twitter. My handle is Mrs. Mims, the number 1. And we'll be waiting to hear from you guys. Good luck on the scavenger hunt. We'll see you later. Bye, friends.